you. Thank you. I want to thank you all for your presentation, and Lieutenant General, thank you for your service, and thank you for the great service that the Corps provides. I was just out at the Robert C. Byrd locks to watch the dewatering of the locks with our Colonel Evers in our Huntington district, who does a great job working with our offices. And I will say this, when you peer down into the chamber and you realize why these projects are so expensive, because this is a massive undertaking to repair those locks and give them the lifetime that they need through the next several years. So I am very appreciative of that. I do have a bit of the last time that everyone was here in March, we submitted some questions that we have yet to have answers responded to. I heard your first response to Senator Carper, but I wanted to put that one out on the table as well. Thank you. Ms. Bertrand, I'm working with Senator Cardin on an issue that I think is important to everybody, and that's the leakages that we have of all the water out of all the water systems we have. We had a report in our newspaper just recently that said that a small community was having trouble with its water system, and they estimated that 60% of the water that's going out through these pipes is getting lost before it even gets to the customer. And so we're looking at a way to help our small infrastructure, our public service districts to be able to answer this question, and we're introducing Assuring Quality Water Infrastructure Act, where the EPA is going to be playing a role of, because you're now supposed to be providing, and you talked about this a little bit, educational materials on asset management, but how do you think small water systems are addressing the issue of asset management? Is your message getting received? Obviously, they don't have the money to repair these or know how to do it or determine the leaks. How are you going to be able to help small water systems with this?
Thank you for the question. I mean, we share your interest in this. Asset management is just a critical part of planning for infrastructure upgrades, understanding when you may need funding, how to obtain the funding. And in R-W.Va, we have been, through what R-W.Va authorized us to do, we have been providing more information on asset management, and we're requiring states to start to incorporate that into some of their planning. We would be happy to work with you, though, on proposals and provide technical assistance on anything that you put forward in this area.
Well, I mean, there have been numerous reports from other states with a water shortage, and if we have leakages everywhere else, we're really wasting water in a lot of states because of older systems, and I think you can be of great assistance here. So the other thing I would like to say, too, is to join since this is a bipartisan issue that I've worked with Senator Cardin on, and that's the PFAS and PFOA drinking water level. You've said twice in response to two questions that you're trying to get your regulatory determination. I get that, but that sounds like such bureaucratic stuff. When we realized that over 3 years ago, the EPA came down hard on two of our communities, telling us that the level of PFOA and PFAS in our water systems was higher than would be considered healthy, without much warning and without much assistance at the same time. And so I just want to register to you the frustrations with the timelines, the kind of what I perceive to be, and I think we all do, is sort of a pushback from the EPA trying to slow the process, and I understand science, and we want to get the science right and all of that, but the determination here has already been determined by EPA that these are chemicals that we need to watch as they're going into our water system for a lot of different reasons. So I'm going to add my voice to the level of concern on this particular issue. So I'm going to ask Mr. Fisher a quick question if I can. We have some, in one of the bills, it's water infrastructure, where the Corps helps with money with the ARC and EDA to help get our water systems, it's environmental infrastructure authorities in our region, Appalachian region, specifically West Virginia. We're running up against our authorization level in terms of funding, and we're having issues trying to figure out how to bump those levels up. We understand that it has to go through, and you'll have to tell me this, the 7001 process. I would like to enlist your help in trying to get us to meet the challenge of lifting these authorization levels as they meet the challenges of the very expensive replacement of the energy infrastructure, or the water infrastructure that we have in our states.
Yeah, certainly. if the communities you're working with are pursuing environmental infrastructure programs and they need assistance filling out their annual 7001 requests, we certainly can step up, and the Corps and our office at Army Civil Works can help with that.
But you see what I'm saying here? We have a certain authorization level through, I mean, I know it's
Right.
incumbent upon us to raise those levels. We're having some issues with earmarks and those kinds of terminology. So I would really like to work with you all to figure out how to do, because you've been really, really critical to some small projects in your world, but very large projects for communities.
No, we understand. We're
Thank you
certainly
so
willing to
much.
work with you.